From 1775 to 2011, there were a total of 1,319,729 American deaths from all the wars that we have been in combined. Multiply that by 28, and you have the number of aborted babies we've had since 1970 to 2004. That's 37,657,323 babies. 83% of these women who had abortions actually wanted their baby. 63% of them were coerced by a husband or a boyfriend who did not want the baby. Disturbed? Should be. Think about the people who matter the most to you, such as your siblings, your parents, your children, your best friends. Imagine if these people had not had the privilege of being born. Aborted babies can live fulfilling lives. Imagine if we had, out of all of those children, we could have aborted the cure for cancer. We could have aborted our next president. We could have aborted somebody who was going to lead us out of this economic crisis. We need to give a voice to those who don't have one. I am pro-life, and I believe that all people have the right to live. Abortion needs to be made illegal on the basis of it's denying Americans their fundamental rights, the fact that abortion is murder, it's killing of innocent children, and it is not what God had intended for us to do. Throughout the speech, I intend on informing you about heartbreaking statistics and to propose a solution to this problem. The first reason abortion should be legal is because it denies American children their basic rights. The Declaration of Independence, in the second paragraph, the first sentence tells us that we all as Americans deserve life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We have the right to be born, which is our right to life. Every other person has these rights, so why not unborn children? They still have heartbeats, they have brainwaves, they have human DNA, and they are people. Everyone is protected by laws, specifically murder laws. Abortion is the lawful murder of an innocent child. The Ohio Revised Code says, "No person shall purposefully and with prior calculation and design cause the death of another or unlawful termination of pregnancy." So even the law itself says that if you kill somebody or kill somebody's baby that they wanted that hadn't been born yet, you could be sentenced to the death penalty or life in prison. Some people think that abortion is not a big deal because the baby doesn't know what's happening, they don't know what's going on. But in reality, a baby's nerves are formed by the time they are 12 weeks long, and they can feel whatever's happening. When abortion starts, their heartbeat goes up, their blood pressure goes up, and they can feel what's happening. Just because they're not protected by the law in some states does not mean that they're not worth protecting. God loves them all. Abortion is not what God had intended for us. In Genesis 9:6, it says, Who sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed, for the image of God is made he man. God's saying like murder is wrong, and abortion basically is the murder of an unborn child. Exodus chapter 21, verses 22 through 23 says, If men struggle with each other and strike a woman with child so that she gives birth prematurely, yet there is no injury, he shall surely be fined, as the woman's husband made demand of him, and he shall pay as the judges decide. But if there is any further injury, then you should appoint as penalty life for a life. So basically, back in the Bible times, if you caused a baby to be born prematurely and it died, you were put to death. Actually, in the state of Ohio, if you murder a pregnant woman, regardless of whether or not she knows that she's pregnant or if she wants the child, doesn't matter. You are charged on 2 counts of murder. You're charged for the murder of the mother, and you're charged for the murder of the child. So even the state of Ohio recognizes a child's life in a murder trial. The Bible also gives people emotions to unborn babies, such as when Mary was pregnant with Jesus and she was speaking to Elizabeth, and Elizabeth's baby leapt for joy inside of her. Coming to a close, we have gone over a few of the many reasons why abortion should be illegal. Abortion should be illegal because it denies American babies their fundamental rights. It's the murder of those children, and God did not intend for us to kill our babies. We need to raise awareness. We need to get this issue on the ballot for each election, and we need to vote no for each time that it is on the ballot. We need to stop the killing of American children. We need to give a voice to those who don't have one. Thank you.